So before I offer myself towards a sequence of supported back bends, I'm going to offer myself towards an easy forward fold. As I mentioned, this sequence is going to be prop happy. So I already am starting with a blanket underneath my sit bones to make it a little bit easier. I'm in a Sukhasana. My shins are in line with each other. My feet are flexed. And I've got a brick so that I can rest my head easily. First step, settle in. Allow for a deliberate inhale. And as you exhale, let a happen, softening the jaw and the face, letting the legs land. Taking the time here to tune to that feeling in the neck, particularly where that C2, C1 get close to the skull. From here, and only as it starts to feel heavy through the hips and soft in the jaw, let yourself start to come forward. And as you come forward, let your elbows find their way onto the knees, and keeping the feet flexed can help keep it in the hips. Letting the weight of the elbows help press the legs down. This might be enough. As you feel invited, you might start to let yourself come down onto the forearms. And like here's where the brick is so helpful. You place the brick right in between the eyebrows, right about where the third eye, the flower of the Ajna chakra, is rumored to sit. And then you place your forehead on there, and then you pull either the forehead back, or you kind of pull the brick a little bit forward so that it stretches, so that skin is stretching. And then letting it rest. The belief is that when we give the mind something to rest against, it can rest more easily. I find that to be true. Now, I'm not being deliberate in my breath. I'm not being focused on, actively trying to stretch my hips. I'm simply using the forward fold as a way to ease my way towards my practice. But when it gets to a point where the brick would be more useful lower, I might turn it to that next speed. That's quite a big jump between those two speeds, so if it's too much of a jump, you could use your hands for support. Softening the shoulders. But the quality that I'm tuning here, the investigation that's starting to happen is a sense of listening. So I'm not really trying to do much in this forward fold. I'm not trying to work my hips, work my back, work my breath. I'm landing. It's my transition, my entry point. Chin into the chest, let it roll back up. Exhale, lean back, switch the legs. Flexing the feet. And then again, take the time to really take the time to soften the jaw and land. This is the big point. Like, water can only drop its sediment when it's still. And sometimes you'll end up getting sort of caught here. It'll even feel too effortful to fold forward. But as it feels appropriate to do so, let yourself lean in and can bend the elbows, and you place the elbows on the knees. And I'm sliding off this a little bit. This side's so different. Letting it happen. And again, tuning the neck, like letting the head feel wobbly. The quality is listening. And if you've noticed, it's much easier to listen if you don't have so much to say. So if you start to move into the shape, as you notice this tight spot or that tight spot or that thought or that emotion, the play is to have less to say about it. Okay, so again, I'm using the brick to kind of stretch my skin. It's nicer, I think, to press your head into a strong foam brick than a wood brick. But you might be more old school than me. Okay, notice the shoulders, let them ease. I think it was Sogyal Rinpoche in his Tibetan book on living and dying. I think it was in there. He said, we're like jars of muddy water, being shook up all the time. And it's only once we put the jar down for a moment and allow all that mud to settle, can we start to experience the clarity. Okay, so again, I'm using this posture to settle. If you work with particularly tight hips or a back, there'll be almost nothing settling about this. So choose your entry point accordingly. Then eventually chin into the chest. Let it roll all the way back up. And take a few moments there, letting a sigh happen. Like notice if the forward fold is effective for you. Don't believe anything you hear, read, or see, unless it feels like it reminds you of an already existing truth. See you in the next clip for our first back bend. Love.